I'm Nicole Anderson from Disney Channel's Jonas, and aside from acting, I'm really into arts and crafts. So I'm here today with Hannah to show you guys how to make a bag. So. I got this pattern for this tote bag from this book called Last Minute Patchwork and Quilted Gifts by Joelle Hoverson, and it has a lot of cool other projects like quilts, so you guys should check out the book. For the first step, you just need like 3 different types of materials in a ½ yard each. And
so you can pick out any materials you like.
Yeah, exactly. Like I like to have the ones on the outside kind of like go together and the lining be like brighter and more like contrasting. And I cut them out to 9 by 13 squares.
Alright, and this is the top of the bag?
Yeah, okay. And then this is the bottom of the bag, which is a 9 by 15 square.
Alright. And then is this the inside lining?
It is, and it's 13 by 31. Yeah, and then the straps, 1 3/4 inches wide. Oh. And then they go through this tape maker, and
so you just put both materials through it at the same time?
Just one at a time,
okay.
And you just feed it through this end, and you pull it out on this end, and it'll fold the fabric.
So I know you're doing a show with the Jonas Brothers. Mm-hmm. If you were going to make them one of these totes, what kind of fabrics would you use? Like, what would you put on it?
I would probably use a lot of like red or blue, and probably like add some guitars or something on there, or maybe like Nick, I'll add like a kickball or something. Well, I'm gonna get started sewing since these are already cut up.
Okay. What part are you doing first? I'm
gonna attach one of the top fabrics to the bottom fabric.
Okay.
And you just line the 13-inch sides together with the good sides facing each other. And then I'm just going to line it up with my sewing machine.
Were you into sewing like before you got the sewing machine?
I wasn't. My grandma always was and tried to get me into it, but as soon as I moved out, I was like, I need to find a new hobby. So that's kind of
where sewing came in.
Exactly. I decided to make a tablecloth for my dressing room, and that's when I went into this fabric store, which was like really big on quilting, and that's when I like saw the
like fell in love with it.
Exactly. So I saw the quilts and I was like, I want to give this a shot. So now that I'm done with this side, I'm just going to do the other side.
Okay.
Yeah. So now that I'm done with this, I'm just going to press the seams outward so that they lay flat.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now that I'm done with that, I have to sew the edges together to actually make the bag. And now that I'm done, you just turn the bag right side out. And now we're going to sew the lining. Nice. So now all you have to do is sew the outer edges. And then for this, you have to like trim the edges, because once you start pressing, then the edges kind of like get stuck. And then we're almost done, actually. All we have to do is put the lining inside the bag, and then just sew the corners so that it stays in place.
So like when you go into the fabric stores, how do you pick out like what kind of fabric you want to use?
Just whatever like calls out to me. I have like a lot of different styles. Like this kind of reminded me of Anthropologie, which I love. I love that store. Yeah. And so like just the brighter colors kind of reminded me of the comforters that they have out right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then but I also like really love kind of like the vintage 1940 fabrics.
Oh yeah.
Like they have some really cute stuff. They just feel like really nostalgic to me.
Would you ever consider selling your stuff, or is it more of like a personal hobby?
It's more of a personal hobby, just kind of like a pastime. I'm afraid like if I start selling it and people start counting on like my latest like project,
my latest tote,
then I feel like, you know, I have a deadline and a pressure to do it, and then it's just not fun anymore. Now we're just going to sew the lining to the outer bag as we kind of like add the straps in as we go.
Okay.
So that's that. All you do is sew the straps in, and then I added yo-yos, and I made these fabric covered buttons.
Cute.
Yeah, to kind of go with like the bottom of this.
So you can add some fun stuff to it.
Exactly, and have it as a fashionable tote. So you can be environmentally conscious and use it as a reusable grocery bag, or you can even use it as like a beach bag, or just use it as a tote.
Love it.
Thank you. So as you guys can see, I made this bag in under half an hour, and it cost me less than $15. So you guys can definitely go out and make your own, and I hope I've inspired you to become crafty.
So leave us a comment and let us know some of the crafty things you've done recently.
Bye. Bye.